Hey there, Solo here, and this video is not a video I thought I would ever be making. Um, quite honestly, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to make a video about this, but being that the Destiny community has been a community that means so much to me and did a great deal in shaping who I am as a gamer and as an individual. I feel like it would be wrong of me not to say anything, especially with everything that's going on and understanding how something as as what we think of as minor as silence and not saying anything, how harmful that can be. So rather than taking that route, I am going to talk about it. I'm going to give my thoughts. I am going to, just be verbal about it, just to, ensure that there's no, I guess, miscommunication or there's no misguidance on where I stand on the issue. And, as someone, again, as someone who finds that the Destiny community means so much to me, I think it's just as important to, voice my stance and be a champion for change and not just the Destiny community, but, the whole gaming industry as a whole, because clearly there's a problem and it needs to get addressed and, solution needs to happen right. If you're not familiar with the situation that has been going on, this past weekend was major. It started out with a tweet that really just felt like it was just drama or tea or whatever you will. It just started out as it was a claim that there was someone at the top of the Destiny directory that was just a complete scumbag, and upon initial reading it's just like, well, who is it, who is it? I don't want to go so much into the details of it because to be quite honest, I'm still trying to process everything of what's going on and basically make sure that my emotions and my feelings are basically compartmentalized um, into where it is exactly needed. Basically, that Friday, it was revealed that Say No to Rage, he is not a good person, despite what he portrayed himself to be. Um, he's just not a good person. Did not use his platform for good, and it's very disappointing. And that wasn't the end of that. Throughout the weekend, it was starting to be revealed that a lot of notable streamers and yours probably some of your favorite people you enjoy watching and supporting was also engaging in predatory behavior, whether that just be verbal harassment, making unwanted sexual advances, even going to full sexual harassment. And even at this time, there's still stories unfolding because the survivors who finally had the strength and courage to share their story, again, it is only, I'm sure, a small fraction of people who finally get said they've had enough and shared. I'm sure that there's still some people who are not comfortable sharing what they went through, um, to which that is absolutely their right. But ideally, if you want to figure out more, if you want to know more about what happened, the allegations, what went on, I encourage you to find that out. I don't want to put in like a full comprehensive list because honestly, I don't think that I would be able to have the full scope, the full list, because this is still something that's ongoing. And just as I said before, there's still some people who chose to remain silent. So as unfortunate as it is, as we are starting to clean house within the Destiny community, I'm sure there are still names that will come up in the future that we will still be as shocked. So I would encourage you, um, make sure that you're staying knowledgeable about what's going on. If the Destiny community means as much to you as it does to me, these are definitely something. This is definitely something that you should look into. Make sure that you're full aware so that you're not giving your support to these people. One thing that I do appreciate, and I think says a lot is Bungie's refusal to just stay silent on the matter. They have been one of the, not just Bungie, but the community managers, Cosmo and Dylan, have been, you know, not complacent with the information that has been revealed. They have been adamant in championing. They have been very vocal in assuring the community, especially with allegations to, you know, certain streamers. They've made sure to name them in their own personal tweets and let the community know we have not worked with this person in a long time and we will not work with them ever again. For certain clans who has been revealed are just very disgusting people. They have even made sure for them to to acknowledge that you are no longer welcome in this community, which I think says a lot, for a company to outright, say, hey, yes, this person has a major platform. Yes, this person has a major following. This person is scum. This person is trash, and we don't support that in our community. And we just want to make sure that the rewards that you experience that you can get while being a member of our community will instantly be taken away from you and will disqualify you if we find out that you are a horrible person. And that means so much to me, and I'm sure it means so much to the survivors who have shared their story. For those that really are in a, I guess, kind of like in a confused state of mind as to, okay, is this the whole Destiny community? Is this just a segment? Like, what's going on? It's nice to see that Bungie is not staying silent on it, is definitely taking a stance on these types of issues. And it's nice to know that, the developer who is essentially the initial founder of the Destiny community has set the standard and understands that there are sub communities within the Destiny community, but even if you belong to one of those sub communities, you need to act right. You need to behave as an individual, as a human being, as a decent human being, and we will not tolerate intolerance. There's really nothing else that I really want to say on the matter, because again, there's really nothing to say in terms of this isn't a video to kind of get her side, his side, their side. This isn't that type of video. I honestly don't think that it is that hard at all to be a decent human being, to treat people with respect, to just treat others the way that you want to be treated. Um, but I will say, I know that for people like me, where we were just completely blindsided by all of this, you should not feel at fault for not knowing what you didn't know. And I know that that is kind of like a weird saying, and I'm honestly not sure how best to phrase it, but for those who put support into, any of the names that were listed, um, it's not your fault that you didn't know. What matters now is that you do know. So what are you going to do moving forward? I know for me, it's, if you follow them, like I've followed like a few, I'm no longer following them, no longer supporting them, and I am making sure that I'm keeping on track, listening to the survivors who shared their stories, and making sure that I am giving none of the abusers in any worth my time. And sometimes that is all that you can do. Yes, I know that there's some people, and just seeing how people are taking the information and they want more to be done. And it's unfortunate, but that's not even a good way to say it. And it sucks, because there are definitely some people out there that want to do more than just unfollow, who wants to block, who really wants to see these people really pay for what they did. And for those people, I would encourage you to really think about how this is not your fight. The survivors have spoken. they're continuing to speak. And for those who have, and for the survivors who have spoke out about it, you are brave, you are strong, and I hope that you finally being able to let it out and get it out there. I hope it brings you a sense of relief and calm that you couldn't have even imagined, being able to get that off of your heart, off of your shoulders, and know that you have a community who has your back 100% of the way and will do everything that they can to make sure that you know that you are safe, that you are cared about, and that you are protected. And for even for the survivors who have not wanted to share, who have not shared, and are still finding that strength, when you are ready to share, we are here to listen. So for the people who wish that there was more for them to do in regards to this, I encourage you, the most that you can do right now is show your support. The survivors, let's let them take the wheel. Let's let them guide how we take this information and move forward. Yes, you can control your own actions. You can unfollow, you can not support, you can block, you can do everything in your can personally for what if you supported them, you can rip away that support. But just know that that is all that you can do. And until otherwise, that's all that they're asking us for. Nothing else. They're listening, they're asking for us to listen, and they're asking us to do the right thing. And that is the right thing. To those who have been exposed, nothing else to say but a big resounding fuck you. I just can't say anything else besides how dare you? I can't imagine what you must have went through growing up, that you were under the impression that having a massive amount of following, having people express that they enjoy looking at you play a video game, led you to the thought that you are invincible. And I hope that this experience has let you know that just as, easy, depending on how you think of it, I really hope that this experience has taught you as just as success can come, it can be ripped away from you. For those who are hiding in the shadows because maybe, a survivor has not come out against you yet, but you did something terrible, please do us all a favor and remove yourself. Because what happens in the dark will come to the light eventually. May not come out this weekend, may not come out tomorrow, but it will. And I can guarantee you that no one is going to want to hear your side of the story. No one is going to want to hear a half-assed apology, because this is your chance now. This is your chance to do the right thing, out yourself, and remove yourself. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that videos like these have to be made in regards to a community that I personally hold so near and dear to my heart. And it breaks my heart even more knowing that this honestly might not be the last video I make about this kind of matter. But if it does happen in the future, I'll be ready. Won't make it any easier, but I'll be ready. Thank you all for your time, and please remember, care for one another.